Thank you so much for choosing this channel. If you enjoy true stories that resonate with real life, please subscribe and leave a like. It means a lot and helps our community grow. The cheery voice from the YouTube video faded as I clicked away. The image of smiling faces frozen on my screen. It felt ironic, really. This community concept seemed so distant from where I stood in a cramped, dusty attic room overlooking a street choked with unfamiliar traffic. I was 34. 6 months ago, I'd been a senior marketing manager at a thriving tech company in San Francisco. My life was a carefully curated blend of professional success and personal fulfillment. Then, the earthquake hit, not a literal one, but a metaphorical tremor that sent my world crumbling. The company downsized, eliminating my position along with several others. The shockwaves were relentless. The initial denial gave way to anger, then to a gnawing fear that I wouldn't be able to recover. My carefully built identity as Sarah, the successful marketer, seemed to vanish overnight. I was adrift, clinging to wreckage in a sea of uncertainty. My parents, bless their well-meaning hearts, urged me to stay put and keep trying in San Francisco. But something inside me whispered that it was time for a change. A drastic one. So, on impulse, driven by a combination of desperation and a yearning for something new, I packed my belongings into 2 suitcases and booked a one-way ticket to Charleston, South Carolina, a city I'd only ever seen in travel magazines. Charleston was a world away from the sleek modernity of San Francisco. Cobblestone streets lined with antebellum houses painted in pastel hues gave way to vibrant piazzas, brimming with jasmine and honeysuckle. The air was thick with humidity and the sound of cicadas chirping a relentless melody. It felt alien, yet strangely comforting, like stepping into a faded photograph. The attic room I'd rented was small and sparsely furnished, but it had a skylight that framed a sliver of blue sky. It wasn't much, but it was mine, a blank canvas on which to paint a new life. Finding work proved harder than anticipated. My marketing skills were valuable, but the Charleston job market was saturated with talented individuals, vying for limited opportunities. Days bled into weeks, then months. Rejection emails piled up in my inbox, each one chipping away at my already fragile confidence. I started taking walks along the Battery, a scenic promenade overlooking the harbor. The rhythmic crash of waves against the shore provided a soothing counterpoint to the relentless churning in my mind. As I watched sailboats glide across the shimmering water, a sense of longing crept in, a yearning for purpose, for connection, for something that would fill the gaping hole left by my lost career. One afternoon, as I was sketching the iconic pineapple fountain in my notebook, a woman approached me. Her name was Eleanor, and she ran a small bookstore on King Street. We struck up a conversation about Charleston's history, and I found myself sharing snippets of my own story. Eleanor listened patiently, her eyes twinkling with understanding. "You have a gift for storytelling," she said, handing me a cup of iced tea. "Have you ever considered writing?" The idea took root in my mind like a seed planted in fertile soil. Writing had always been a passion, something I dabbled in as a child, but had abandoned amidst the demands of my corporate life. Could this be a chance to rediscover a forgotten part of myself? Eleanor encouraged me to attend a writing workshop at the local library. Hesitantly, I enrolled, joining a group of aspiring writers from all walks of life. The shared vulnerability and constructive criticism fostered a sense of camaraderie that I'd been missing. As weeks turned into months, my writing began to flow. I started with short stories, drawing inspiration from Charleston's rich history and the captivating characters I encountered on my daily explorations. Gradually, I felt a spark ignite, a glimmer of hope amidst the uncertainty. One day, Eleanor called me excitedly. She had stumbled upon a local magazine seeking submissions for their annual Emerging Voices contest. "Your writing has such depth and authenticity," she said. You should definitely enter. Submitting my work felt like bearing my soul, but something inside me whispered that it was the right thing to do, a leap of faith into the unknown. Weeks later, an email arrived. I'd won first place in the contest. My short story, inspired by the resilient spirit of Charleston's Gullah community, would be published in the magazine's summer issue. The recognition felt surreal. For the first time since losing my job, a genuine sense of accomplishment washed over me. The experience reaffirmed that even amidst loss and uncertainty, there was always room for growth, for reinvention. Charleston had become more than just a new city, it had become a catalyst for transformation, a place where I'd shed my old skin and discovered a deeper, more authentic version of myself. Life wasn't perfect. There were still days when self-doubt lingered, when the memories of my former life tugged at my heartstrings. But now, I faced those challenges with newfound resilience, knowing that within me lay a wellspring of creativity waiting to be tapped. The YouTube video on True Stories flickered back into view on my laptop screen. This time, instead of feeling detached, I was filled with a sense of connection, a yearning to share my own story, hoping it might resonate with others navigating their own turning points in life. Perhaps the community wasn't just about clicks and likes, maybe it was about finding solace in shared experiences, recognizing that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, ready to begin typing my own chapter, one filled with resilience, discovery, and the enduring power of the human spirit.